Okay, so now that you know what to do, even before the interview starts, now we're going to get into the interview phase. And you're going to go into the office and talk to the manager now, and he's going to ask you a few questions. But remember to be friendly with the interviewer as if you've already been working with them as part of your team. That may seem a little bit harder to do, but try to imagine that. Try to do that. Try to make him seem to you as if he's a friend, and then you'll be less nervous. More than likely, this is going to be the first question they ask. It is, tell me about yourself. This seems like an easy interview question. It's open-ended. You think, oh, I can talk about whatever I want from my birth forward, right? Wrong.
Well, you want to know about me. Well, I was born back in the day, 1965, and when I was born, we were going through some tough times. My parents were telling me about that. If it weren't for the fact that they had so many kids, that things would have been better, but we made it okay. But I've been working all my life. I remember I was probably about maybe 10 or 12 when I started working, with the newspaper route. And it's been a pretty interesting occasion. What? You want to know something else?
So that's not how we want to be. What the hiring manager really wants is a quick 2 or 3 minute snapshot of who you are and why you're the best candidate for the job. So talk about what you've done to prepare yourself to be the very best candidate for this position. Use an example or two to back it up. Then ask if they want more details. If they do, then give them example after example of your background and experience. One of the things that's really nice is if you have your portfolio like we talked about earlier. If you have that portfolio and you have some examples in there you can pull out. Or if you're a programmer, maybe you can point them to some websites that you've programmed things, whether it's front end, back end. It doesn't matter what it is as long as you can show them something that you've done. Always point to an example when you have the opportunity. Tell me about yourself does not mean tell me everything. It just means tell me what makes you the best candidate for the position. That's what you're trying to fill. We're going to go back to when you first walked into the door of the hiring manager. So we're going to go back. We talked about the first question, but we're going to talk about just before the first question. I'm going to regress a little bit, but it's good to know this because I think it's a very important trick of the trade, so to speak, to help you to ace this interview. Now, to start, you need to be the first one to ask a question. And this will work about 95% of the time. It's not easy. You have to feel comfortable doing this, asking this question. It has to be the right question. In the book, Persuasion, A Revolutionary Way to Influence and Persuade by Robert Cialdini, here is a picture of that book. We're also going to have a link to the book in the description below. So if you want to get it on Amazon, it's a great book to check out and try to read it, and it'll help you with a lot of different things. We're also going to talk about another thing that this book talks about at the very end of the interview process. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have more things we can talk about with this book. It's a great book. So Robert Cialdini says you have to be the first one to ask the question. And it is this. You mention the interviewer's name. It implies that you know the interviewer. So let's say that we are going to call him Mr. Smith. So this is how it goes. Mr. Smith, why did you bring me in today, and what is it about my qualifications that made you attracted to me being a candidate? So let's do that one more time. Mr. Smith, why did you bring me in today, and what is it about my qualifications that made you attracted to me as a candidate? This starts causing the manager, the interviewer, to focus on the positive aspects of you. And like we talked about earlier, this is not going to be easy to do. You have to be prepared and practice this question over and over. So role play. Find a partner to help you say this well. It has to just roll off your tongue, second nature, has to be easy to say. So practice with your friend, your family member, your wife, your husband, anybody that's going to help you to do this well. And it's going to be effective. It's going to be very effective. Hey, thanks for checking out Tim Talks. We appreciate it very much. We love you guys. We are looking forward to helping you with your career. We're going to have more content. Stay tuned for part 2 of the interview process. and how we can help you with that. We have a lot of content we're going to do every single week. We're going to put something up. If you heard about us on TikTok or Instagram, great. Check out our channels if you haven't. They're good channels. They're a lot shorter videos. We also are looking forward to providing you with the information you need. If you don't see the information you're looking for, ask us to talk about it in the comments below. If you have any questions for me or my crew, we'll talk about my crew later in the comments below. Put it there. We'll talk about it. I'll try to answer everything. Excellent. Have a great day. See you next time. Tim Talks.